What is going on, you guys? This is BJJ Study Hall. Today we're going to be taking a look at guard retention. These are going to be the 5 principles that will significantly increase your ability to retain your guard and attack from it. Let's do it. As with all things, our first principle is going to be the principle of our posture. Watching this clip of Lucas Kennard, we can notice a few things about what a good posture looks like from open guard. The first thing you'll notice is he maintains this knee to chest positioning. Next, he is constantly utilizing self frames on his outside leg. Here you can see he grabs his own knee or calf and puts his elbow on the mat to prevent him from being turned in that direction. Next is the idea of an attacking leg and a defending leg. Your defending leg is basically going to act as a shield, staying to your chest and pointing your sole at your partner. And your attacking leg is going to be reaching for their hip. These can play interchangeably, so if your partner starts disengaging your initial attacking leg, you can switch and attack with your other leg. The last thing that I'll talk about with posture is our lower body and upper body alignment. As you can see with Levi Jones-Leary here, he never allows his spine to be twisted. He is constantly keeping his shoulders and his head in between his knees. Principle 2, frames become connections. So we need to understand what the goal of a frame is. It's not just to close the space and prevent our partner from passing, but it's to make space for us to create our own connections. Referring back to this match with Levi and Joseph, we can see that Levi will constantly frame on Joseph until he has enough space to make a connection that he likes, specifically wrist grips, kiss of the dragon sweeps, and De La Riva grips. So our whole goal when framing on our opponent should be to elicit reactions from our partner that allow us to make and maintain grips that we like. Principle 3 is the idea of inside position. So we've all heard this idea before, John Danaher talks about it a lot, but what does inside position really mean? In my eyes, it means to play between the space in between your partner's elbows. I think the best example of this is in the body lock pass. You see, once a top player gets their hands locked between their partner's elbows, it's very hard to stop because now the bottom player is no longer able to get their elbows back inside of that space. In this clip, we can see Rafa Mendes constantly pummeling his feet over the top to get his knees inside of his partner's elbows. And then he pummels his own elbow inside of that space as well. And as Jake tries to complete a body lock, Rafa uses his knees to prevent the shoulders from coming close and prevents the pass. This is a great time to segue to principle 4, which is to play on one hip. So as we can see in this match with Mikey Musumeci, he is always on one hip. Even from his seated guard, he is always leaning towards one hip. This is going to allow us to have movement and to make it harder for our opponent to make a meaningful connection when they're passing. Similarly, when we're supine and we play on one hip, it prevents our partner from being able to punch in and underhook. And the final principle for this video is invert. So I think it's pretty obvious that Lucas Kennard is one of my favorite athletes to watch when it comes to guard retention. But one thing that I really like that he does is he maintains his knees to his chest to a point where he can invert easily as his partner tries to pass towards north-south. Going back a half step, the way that Lucas allows himself to invert at all times is by maintaining his arms underneath his thighs while he's playing guard. This prevents him from having his hips pinned to the mat, which allows him to invert in pretty much all positions. At the same time, he's constantly trying to avoid half guard and play from an outside foot position like Keymaster or K-guard. Well, that wraps up everything that I had for you guys today. Let me know in the comments which one of these concepts was the most helpful for you, or any ones that I didn't mention. And remember, if you want to keep seeing videos like this, to subscribe. It really helps me out. Appreciate you guys for watching. Peace.